Are you thinking about leaving the cold behind and making a move to sunny South Florida? My name is Megan Schoner. I'm a local real estate agent here in Port St. Lucie, Florida, and I love helping people like you every single day from YouTube find your treasure of a home. So whether or not you're looking in the next 9 days, 90 days, next year or two, please feel free to reach out to me. My email and cell phone are listed below. I would love to answer any questions that you have and help you find your treasure of a home here on the Treasure Coast. So let's talk about how to make that move down to sunny South Florida as stress-free as possible. In today's video, I'm going to cover timing, moving logistics, neighborhoods, costs, and a few Florida-specific surprises. So first of all, do your research on the communities. One of the things I absolutely love about living in Port St. Lucie, Florida, and being here on the Treasure Coast is honestly we have something for everyone. I've had so much fun the last couple of weeks taking out all types of buyers looking for all different things. So really, our market I think is really special in the fact that we have easy ocean access, oceanfront condos, we have brand new construction, we have 55 and older communities, we have golfing communities, we have communities within HOAs, and then communities that don't have an HOA. We have a plethora of inventory in this buyer's market. So there's really something for everyone, you know, from all of our different neighborhoods like Tradition, Riverland, St. Lucie West, Sandpiper Bay, you've got Becker Road, and all of these offer a different lifestyle. So lots of great options and amazing communities here in our area. So when you're doing your research on the communities, it's really important to determine what matters most to you. So is it proximity to the beaches? Is it having a new construction home? Is it being in a 55 and older community? And in that 55 and older community, do you want it to be a large community so you can meet lots of people, or would you prefer to have more privacy and more of an intimate setting? Do you want to be in a gated community and have your landscaping and everything taken care of? Or do you have boats and campers and you don't want to be part of an HOA? You know, if this is going to be your retirement home or a second home, what does that lifestyle look like for you? Do you want to be, have an oceanfront condo, or would you rather just have tons of amenities and be able to play golf and pickleball and join all different types of cooking and card clubs and stuff like that? So really thinking about sitting down and deciding what is most important to you. The great thing is, like I mentioned before, here in this area, we have communities that offer and cater to all different lifestyles. So you're not going to have any problems finding something. It's just a matter of deciding what is most important to you. So in terms of doing your research for the communities, if possible, like I always say, come and research and visit the area here if you are able to. Just to get an idea, a lot of times people will do tons of research online and watch all these great YouTube videos, which is fantastic, and I'm glad you guys are all here. But it really does make a difference to come to the area, check it out, see where things are located, how does it feel for you, and even in the different communities, they have a different feel. So come and visit. I'm happy to take you out and show you the clubhouses, meet some of the residents, see really what the vibe and the feel is, because you're not gonna be able to get that online, but definitely do as much online as you possibly can before. So the second thing is to understand the housing market. I'm sure you guys have been doing tons of research online, like I mentioned, and for whatever reason, there's just a ton of research saying, that the Florida housing market is crashing. We are not seeing that here on the Treasure Coast. It definitely is a buyer's market. I'm not going to sugarcoat it and say that it isn't. But it's not like areas like Cape Coral or some of the other areas in Florida where the market is crashing. We definitely are seeing, we have a lot of inventory. If you are looking for an oceanfront condo, it's definitely more of a buyer's market at that point. But depending on your price point and what you're looking for, we still have strong demand. So we're getting about 95% of list price on average. So there's a lot of room to negotiate on the homes here. These fire sales and these sellers, a lot of the buyers are saying, well, the sellers must be desperate. I'm going to put in really lowball offers. Those are not being accepted. A lot of these homes, you guys have heard me say too, about 35% of the homes here are purchased by cash. A lot of them are second homes. And a lot of the sellers don't need to sell. So they would like to sell, but their motivation may not be as high. They don't have to sell. So they're not taking a lot of these lowball offers that buyers might be presenting. But it definitely it is more of a buyer's market. So don't be afraid to put in a lower offer. Just know, realistically, we're getting about 95% of the list price currently. The other thing in terms of knowing the housing market is if you are looking at new construction, to realize the build time. So some of the different builders like Riverland is closer to a year to 14 months build time. There's other builders where they can build in 6 to 8 months. So really kind of understanding in terms of the timing of if you're looking at new construction, which builders have maybe some quick move-in homes that you can move in 1 to 3 months. Do you want to do your own custom home, which could take 8 to 12 months? So understanding the different building timeframes is also important. And then in terms of the housing market down here too, it's always better to start early and if you're looking to finance, to get your pre-approval, because that way I've got a great list of local lenders here that can work with you and give you an idea of what to expect for insurance and taxes, and run some of the different numbers. That way you're prepared, so that when you are ready to come down and make a visit and put in an offer, you've got your pre-approval letter already done and ready to go, and you've already run the scenarios with the lender, so where you feel comfortable on your monthly payments with the HOA fees or CDD fees, taxes and insurance, and it really gives you a better idea, so you know what you're getting yourself into coming down here. The next thing is timing your move. So depending on if you have to sell a property up north or in another area to move down here, do you have to sell that property in order to purchase down here? Can you do a bridge loan? Do you want to do a contingency sale on the sale of your home up there? And do we need to do a simultaneous closing? So what a simultaneous closing is let's say you close on your property up in New York on a Tuesday. The title company or your attorneys up there wire the funds down to the title company down here, and maybe you close on the same day or the next day. So that is something we can do. I do it all the time, and we can work with the two title companies, two closing companies, to coordinate all that to make it as seamless as possible for you. Also, on timing your move too, think about when do you want to be down here in Florida. Do you want to be here by the end of the year so that you can claim your homestead exemption, or do you need to purchase something to have that money off your books by the end of the year? Would you rather come maybe when you're getting ready to retire? Maybe it's in the springtime, or do you want to be here for early fall? So kind of think about what's important to you and when do you want to be here in Florida. In terms of our timing of closing, on a cash deal, we can close in 2 to 3 weeks. And then on any kind of financing deal, typically we're about a month to 6 weeks. Most of the closings here, when you put in an offer on a house and you go under contract, most of the sellers don't want to accept something if it's more than 2 months out. So when you're planning your timing down here and you're looking at houses, figure about 6 weeks from when we go under contract, when you put your offer in, to the closing date. So the next thing is to plan the logistics of your move. So think about, do you want to use a full service moving company, or are you going to do pods and have them pick up and deliver it down here? Think about your car. Are you going to drive that down, or are you going to have a service bring it down here for you? Are you looking at purchasing furniture down here? So that's a big thing, especially down on the oceanfront condos and some of the 55 and older communities. You can actually buy homes that are fully furnished, because a lot of times they were second homes and people just don't need the extra furniture. So furnishing can either be included or it can be negotiated. So is that something that you're considering down here? Or do you want to buy new furniture? And the reason that I say that is a lot of times I have people that bring all of their furniture down from up north, and it's dark and heavy, and then they get down here and they're like, it does not look right. They want something light, coastal feeling, just something to think about when you're thinking about making a move to the area and researching everything. Also, don't forget to you're going to need to set up your mail, and then also your registration for your car within 30 days of moving down here. And if you book a call with me and you come down and visit, I do have a relocation planner that I'm happy to send to you. It's a nice book that you can fill in all the information that you need as you're planning your trip down here. So if that is important to you, comment relocation, shoot me an email, text, or comment down below, and I will get that sent out to you, no problem. Just one of the things I like to help you guys with. And then things to prepare yourself with the Florida lifestyle and Florida living. So as I've mentioned to you, the HOAs, so that there's a homeowners association. That is different than I'm hearing from a lot of people up north. The homeowners associations are different than they are down here. So typically the HOA costs are going to be between $300 to about $600. Most of the ones, especially in like the tradition area, are going to be in the 500s. But what that does is it includes your lawn care, usually the front and the back. It'll include sometimes the pest control. It includes your internet, cable, gym, gated community, all the amenities that come with the gated community. So that, when you break it all down, it's not as high as a lot of people think. The lawn care, for example, if you don't have that as part of your HOA and you're doing it on your own, is somewhere between like, I'd say roughly like 100 and 150. Same thing if you have a pool. Pool service is going to be between 100 and 150 per month. So those are just some extra fees if you don't have an HOA. The other thing you guys have heard me say too is the cost of the insurance. So it's interesting. I've had a lot of buyers from YouTube say, you know, we're watching all these videos and they're saying you can't get insurance here in Florida. So I'm not sure what areas they're talking about, but here on the Treasure Coast, you can get insurance on your homes. It's not a problem. We're not in a flood zone. I always recommend for people to get flood insurance. It's not that much money. It's usually maybe $1,000 more. And if you have any damage from a hurricane, most of the time it's going to be water damage, which is not covered by your hurricane insurance. It's only covered by flood insurance, so it's a good thing to have. But on a brand new house, your insurance can be, you know, like $2,000, you know, $1,500 to $2,000. On an existing home, again, depending on the age of the roof, if it's a concrete block or a wood frame house and the size of the house, you know, can be, you know, $4,000 to $6,000 a year on the insurance. So insurance is definitely something that you can get. You shouldn't be scared of it. But again, it's one of those things that once you have a house that you're interested in, the first thing that we do when we're doing the home inspection is to get your wind mitigation and your 4-point inspection. Those two forms will go to the insurance company. And before you get your loan commitment, we always make sure to have estimates from the insurance company. So you know, one, that you can get the insurance and what it's going to be. And then you can decide in that loan commitment period if it's something that you want to proceed with or not. But definitely you can get insurance here. I would not worry about it at all. The biggest thing is you have to make sure that you have to show at least 5 years remaining life on your roof. Once you're preparing all of this stuff, is to work with your local trusted realtor, which again, I hope it's me and my team, but if not, it's always important to meet with somebody here that is a local real estate agent that knows the area, knows the communities, knows what's going on, and has a great trusted team. So especially when you're out of town, you don't know all these things. So I've got great contractors and handyman. I've got inspectors, insurance people, basically everything that you need. I try to make it as seamless as possible for you. And that's what you want. You want someone that you can communicate really well with, that they have your back, especially since you're not from the area and you don't know all of these things and what questions to ask. So it's important to have a local trusted team on your side. So once you go to closing, again, the thing down here is we use our title companies. So we don't use attorneys, or our attorneys at least of the title companies that I use. But the title companies are the ones that handle all the closing. You don't have to be here to do any of the closing yourself. We can do everything remotely. So you can do e-signing, electronic signing. And then at closing, we can have a mobile notary come to your office, your home, and do all of the signing that way, and do virtual, you know, walkthroughs and all that kind of stuff. So we can make it as seamless and easy as possible for you if you are out of town, make it very stress-free. So the best part is now you've already purchased a home and you get to enjoy the Florida lifestyle. So you get to have beautiful sunny weather like this all year round, beautiful beaches that are not very crowded. And if you like to surf, you've got great waves, wonderful, beautiful shells. You've got a wonderful boating community, tons of golf, pickleball, clubs, activities, people of all ages. It's a very, very diverse area down here. And you really get to live the lifestyle. So instead of shoveling snow, you get to shovel sand, and you can really enjoy that Florida lifestyle. Now, the couple of little tips and tricks. So you will notice once you are down here as a local that if you are here in the summer months, you will have that random 2 o'clock every single afternoon rain shower. So that is one thing, especially like the month of June. It'll rain every afternoon about 2 o'clock. So about 15 minutes and it'll downpour like you've never seen it before. And then maybe you go across the street or down a couple blocks and it's sunny. Sometimes it's sunny while it's raining, but that is definitely a Florida thing to notice. The other thing is people will ask, what is that screen thing over the pool or, you know, off of the back patio? We call them lanais. Sometimes people from out of the area will call them a cage. I just hate that term because I'm not an animal and I don't want to live in a cage, but it is this screening over the pool. So that is called a lanai. Another thing about living in this area is you will see sandhill cranes. Sandhill cranes are these great big prehistoric looking birds. They kind of look a little bit like a smaller version of an ostrich in a sense, and they are all over the place here. So they don't fly very much. They just kind of walk very slowly, and they always travel. They're always in a pair, so they always have a mate and a family of them. But you will see them all over the place if you are living down here in the area. And we also have some wild peacocks, which is a little unusual, but that's, you will see some occasional wild peacocks in the area too. So it's a fantastic area to live. If you have any questions about the Treasure Coast, thinking about making a move down here, you want the relocation planner, let me know. Comment, send me an email, text me, or comment below. I'm happy to help or answer any questions that you have. And don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button for my weekly videos.